Welcome to Micro Machine.
Wait, was that Patrick Stewart? Skywarp 72 with Cruizers Gaming here, and today we delve into the retro goodness that is Micro Machines 2017 from Codemasters, a studio well known for epic racing games like the Dirt series and Grid. So why didn't any of it carry over to Micro Machines? Based on its premise, it's amazing this game exists at all, considering I've talked to young gamers that don't even know what Micro Machines are. So, a brief history lesson in retro toy goodness is called for.
The Micro Machine Man here, presenting the genuine, original, colossally collectible, most midget miniature replicas of the real things. Micro Machines. Dramatically detailed, stupendously styled, smaller than a nut, this one or this one. And now with a totally terrific town. The new Micro Machine Super City Toolbox playset. Closed, it's a mild matter toolbox. Open, it's a Micro Machine USA. Cruise your mini Micro Machine vehicles, planes, and boats to the police station, the marina, the mini motorcycle repair shop, the gas station, the construction office, work, the real working drawbridge, highway, passenger ramp, and garage doors. Or take a Micro Machine flying machine in for a landing. Phew, this place has it all. The new Micro Machine Super City Toolbox playset from Galoob. The one and only outrageous original miniatures. Remember, if it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing.
Micro Machines were a very small, N-scale line of toy vehicles from a company named Galoob in the 80s and 90s, and thanks to their advertising campaign that featured John Machada, the world's fastest talking man, and the voice of the Transformers character Blur, they started challenging the likes of Matchbox and Hot Wheels in toy sales. By the end of the 90s, the sales had dropped and the ride was over though, as Hasbro acquired Galoob, making Micro Machines a thing of the past in the early 2000s. Since then, Hasbro has only released Micro Machines in collector-style packs very sparsely and very intermittently through the years. In 1991, Micro Machines were pretty much at their zenith, and released a racing game on the original Nintendo Entertainment System that was immensely popular and truly one of the funnest racing games I have ever played. Granted, I say that with retro-colored glasses, and I think that's where Codemasters was aiming for this. But it's difficult to be sure. The new game was released in late July, was only $30, and was probably aimed at mature gamers like myself. Yet there was no advertising, no reviews, and unless you just happened across it in the Xbox store like I did, probably never even knew it exists. Like I mentioned, the price of the game was $30 at release in July. I paid $20 here in September. I would imagine it would end up in the free games for gold or a $5 purchase after the first of the year. I bit the $20 bullet so I could enjoy it some before Forza Motorsport 7 completely consumed me. While the game is fun in its own right, I wouldn't recommend paying anything but a sale price for it, as I can come up with more cons than pros for this nearly top-down racer. Codemasters didn't stop at much for bringing back the fun of their 1991 original release, filling it up with retro goodness. Since Hasbro now owns the rights to Micro Machines, there are other Hasbro toys and games that make in-game appearances, like Hungry Hungry Hippos and G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe, as a matter of fact, now have 2 vehicles in the 12-vehicle lineup to choose from, the Cobra Hiss tank and the G.I. Joe tank. The Cobra Hiss tank complete with a knockoff Cobra Commander voice, simulating the original 80s cartoon voice that was provided by the late Chris Latta. The callbacks are everywhere, like BMX stickers, boomboxes, board games, and soda cans that kind of look like a knockoff of the Surge product. The 12 cars in the playable lineup all have multiple skins, customizable audibles, and grave stamps. Though the performance of each car is not customizable, each car has its strengths and weaknesses in both race and battle modes. Those said battle modes, though, are just where things kinda go downhill. The charm of the original 1991 top-down racer was it didn't pretend to be anything else. At its core, it was a purist racing game. No frills, no crap. I mean, it wasn't a simulation by any means. You're still piloting toy cars around a track that looks like 8-year-old me could have made them around the house growing up. But therein lies the charm. In the 2017 game, however, even the race mode is a matter of survival, as the power-ups you pick up are Nerf brand-based weapons that you can use to blow up or destroy your opponents. At first, I enjoyed the new power-ups, but after a while, as your level increases, so does the level of the AI. Like, tenfold. Why is the AI in this game so aggressive? The heavy rubber band physics mean that no matter how good you get with these cars, which always feel out of control by the way, you are constantly in the pack fighting for position. The deeper you fall into the 12-car pack, the more of a chance you have of being destroyed, as the aforementioned AI have uncanny aim with their weapons. After a while of falling prey to this, I longed for the original NES version where I could just race in peace. There is nowhere in the settings to turn off the weapons, and all 4 game modes are riddled by it. The 4 game modes are Solo, where you race with yourself against the AI, Online mode, where you can battle, race, or elimination race against other players, Local match, where 4 players can play together on one console, just like in the olden days, and finally a rolling special event that grants extra RP that apparently opens every weekend, and that is also online live play. The online play, however, is literally non-existent. It's not bad or anything, and load times are pretty good for it. There's just one glaring problem, though. There is no one playing this game. You can see by my in-game stats here that I've done over 70 online races. In these online races, I have ever only seen 2 other actual players. And both times those players couldn't keep up with the pack, so they drove the opposite way and just screwed off. I'm always in a lobby with nothing but AI, and have never gotten a proper online race. Another downfall to add insult to injury is the fact that, other than leveling up, the only way you can advance in the game is to take part in the online season races and events where you have to place top 5 or higher to get points for. There's no career mode per se. You can advance via the races or the battle mode, though that battle mode is incredibly difficult, and unless you're already acquainted with those game types, they're just dizzying, frustrating, and incredibly repetitive. Yeah, repetitive. Yep, that's how I describe this version of Micro Machines. While it has some charm and the nostalgia in the beginning of gameplay, it can wear thin quick, and if you're achievement hunting, plan on a ton of that repetitive gameplay to reach level 40 in Prestige, figuring most of the achievements are related to the battle mode. I would recommend this game, but I'd wait for it to go on sale. If Codemasters are planning on doing anything else with Micro Machines in the future, I would hope that they shift the focus back to racing. In a cartoon-style arcade game, the new modes aren't useless, but really detract from the original game in which they're trying to draw the nostalgic customers from, and defeating the purpose. Oh, and by the way, other videos here on the channel feature my retro toy collection videos, one of which happened to be my Micro Machines set collection. I will leave the link to it down below in the description, so you can check that out as well. I want to know what you guys think of the 2017 Micro Machines game, or if you'd even heard of it before today. Leave your comments in the section below, chat it up. I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. Oh, what's that? You're not a cruiser? Well, hit that subscribe button, son, and join the dark side. And you can keep up with the Cruiser shenanigans on the Cruisers Gaming Facebook page, the link to which I will leave in the description below. As always, I thank you deeply all for watching and the support for the channel. Remember, friends are the family we get to choose. I'll see you next time, fellow cruisers.